Hello everybody and welcome again to Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap is a platform that seeks to scale awareness. When the problems of our world are too large for our current way of thinking, we must gather in safe spaces and have expansive conversations. This was the wisdom of our ancestors who used to gather around a fire, not just for warmth, but to share the story. The stories may just be the most complex technology we have. They are the sum collection of our humanity, our knowledge, and they contain the secrets of the universe. So, what is your story, and why the need for the fire? Leigh Hunt quoted that fires are the most tangible of all visible mysteries, and much like life, they need oxygen to burn. At some point in all our lives, we lose our fire. We lose our passion. Do you know what your passion is? Do you know what your fire is? And how do you find it? The Japanese have a concept called ikigai, which means reason for being. It is the intersection of what you're good at, what you love, what you can get paid for, and what the world needs. The most important part to recognize is that it is an intersection. And why is this so significant? If I was to ask you, if you're watching this video, just take 2 seconds of your time to point at yourself. Just 2 seconds to point at yourself. Most of you would have pointed here. Some of you would have pointed here, but most of you would have pointed here. And what's the significance of this? This means that finding your passion, finding your fire, is not a cognitive experience. It is an internal process. It comes from your center, your intersection of your being. Before I end off this video, and seeing that we are seated by a fire, I'd like to share a story with you. There once was a violinist, and he was walking down a busy street. And then he saw his teacher, a master violinist, on the side of the road. And he went up to the teacher and said, teacher, I want to play for you. And the teacher said, go ahead. So the violinist took out his violin and played the most beautiful tunes. He played his heart out. After playing, he looked at his teacher, and his teacher said to him, you lack the fire. So the violinist packed up, he went home. He locked his violin and never played again. In later life, he went on to become a very successful businessman, obtaining a lot of riches, connections, and wealth. And much later on, he was walking down a busy street in a different city, and he saw his teacher, this master violinist, playing on the side of the road again. So he went up to the master violinist and said, if it wasn't for you, I would have never found my path in business. But I have one question. How did you know that I lack the fire? And his teacher said, you misunderstand me. I tell everybody who plays for me that they lack the fire. If you knew you had it, you would have never listened. So if you're watching this video, understand that the fire is within you, and finding it is an internal process and not an external one. And at some point in our lives, we were asked the $1 million question: what do you want to be when you grow up? I'd like to flip that on its head and ask you, what do you want to be when you give up? When you give up the need for searching for the fire externally and look within. So, what do you want to be when you give up? How will you find your ikigai?